everybody? BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of our franchise zoo here. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in and see how we are doing since our last build. If you remember, we did our big old crocodile where we had that giant albino croc. It was probably the biggest croc in Planet Zoo ever. Probably. Probably not. But anyways, yeah, there it is. It's kind of hard to see it during the rainstorm, but I mean, it's always raining here, isn't it? But look at it go by as we go by the underwater viewing. Oh, that's so cool looking. Doesn't look so good with the underwater viewing and everything. So, but yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and get caught up with what's going on in our franchise zoo. So, of course, we start off with it raining because I don't think I can start it without it raining. Watch, like the last two episodes, it wasn't raining when it started. But either way, yeah, it feels like it's always raining at our franchise zoo here. But so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about and look at what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is just kind of catch up with the management side of the zoo. And then the second part is we're going to be doing a lot of building today. I have two ideas. I don't know if we'll get done with both of them. Depends how long it takes me to build them. But I have two ideas for a monitor habitat right here. If you remember, we have our monitors just kind of hanging out in the trade center right now, just kind of waiting for our home because we kind of took their home out and replaced it with crocodiles over here. So I think it'd be a good idea to link up a Nile Monitor habitat right over here, because then we can kind of have the croc barn double as the Nile Monitor / croc barn, or maybe we'll build like a separate barn like right here. But anyways, yeah, I think having a little Nile Monitor habitat right here would be really good. And then also, I was a little bit inspired by my home zoo, Brookfield Zoo, and by one of you, Primal. I think Primal Gamer mentioned it in the last comment, how they like seeing, or guests like seeing zoo exhibits or zoo enclosures back to back to back to back, which kind of makes sense, right? You like to see a lot of animals, back to back in a small area or whatever. So that got me thinking about, again, my home zoo, which is Brookfield Zoo, and they have a row of hoofstock animals. There it is. For them, they have Przewalski horses, Bactrian camels, Addax, and Grevy's zebra. Sorry for the mispronunciations, but so they have those, like 4 of them, just kind of spread out on a little hoofstock row, essentially. I'd like to do the same thing, and you may have seen in the animal trading here, I have some hoofstock animals kind of good. So I already have the Bactrian camels, because I think that'd be fun to kind of get them in there. Let's go ahead, I'm not going to pause it because it's raining. Let's get the rain out of there. But we also have some Bongos going as well. So there's 2 of the animals, and I'd like to get probably 2 more. So while it's raining, let's go ahead, and I've actually already gone through our filters and filtered in only Yalas, Reindeer, and Sable Antelope, because I think it would be cool to get those. Now, we could do the zebra like Brookfield Zoo does, but I feel like we're going to do the zebra in like a savanna habitat, or maybe in an African area altogether. That being said, I know a lot of the hoofstock animals that we're getting here are from Africa, but yeah, I don't think we'll either use them later in the Africa section, or we might just do a repeat, right? We might just get them in another area of the zoo as well. I definitely know that there's a lot of zoos that you don't see just one animal in one spot in the area, right? It could be kind of a few different areas where the animals could be hanging out. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go through here, see what the best bet is. Again, we already have the Bongo and the Bactrian camels ready to go. So let's see what other ones we might fit in. So the Yalas could be kind of cool. Are they from Africa or are they from North America? I can't remember. Okay, so they are the African one. I know there's, it's the pronghorn I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the pronghorn, which also could be another animal that we could maybe put in there, is the pronghorn. Let's see, but you know what? I think the Sable Antelope for sure we should put in. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and for sure get these Sable Antelope. Look at this one right here for 50. I'm going to get that. Bam! Bam, good stuff. We're down to 136 because I did do some spending beforehand. You know, I don't know anything about these animals either. What kind of anything do they want? They want 1 to 11, 1 male and up to 10 females. Ah, I gotcha. So the male is having all the fun there. All right, so we have our 1 male. Now we just need to get a few females, and I think we'll be oakley dokley. So you are not very good. You are very good. Okay, so there's a really good female. And let's see if we can't find 1 more really good female. Here's one that costs money. Let's try that one more time. Let's see. Refresh the page here. Oh my gosh, 7,000? Get out of here for a reindeer. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one is okay, except the immunity is terrible. However, that might not be the worst. You know what, how's this one? Oh, it's even worse and it costs more. Gotcha. I think we'll go ahead and take that one. Just for now, because why not, right? It's better than that. Yeah, we'll take this one for now. So there's our 2 to start off with. At least we have 1 female that's really, really good. That's really good. So I just noticed we're also running really low on leafy points there. So let's go ahead and say hello to some people. Hello. Heyo. There is that. Is there another person? Nope. Only one person in the zoo right now, so we got our 20 credits at least, but oh well. What about this? Can we do any of our breeding or our challenges? No. Breed habitat species, 0 out of 1. We need to breed 1 habitat species. That should happen. Release to the wild. Release 3 Nile monitors to the wild. We will do that once our juveniles grow up. And adopt a habitat species. Adopt and place 2 different habitat species for 1,000 buckaroos. Well, we're going to do that in just a hot second, aren't we? We're going to do that in just a hot second. Anyway, so let's go back to the animal trading, because we have 3 species now, right? We have the Sable Antelope ready to go, Bongos ready to go, and the back-trained Camels ready to go. Let's try and get one more. One more. And I think we'll go for the reindeer. I think the reindeer could be kind of fun to put right here during our hoofstock row area. Let's do this female. That's good, and it costs money. We can afford it, so very good. So one female, and what about the male? What about the male? Ooh, we can't afford a male. Oh, no! Tell me about yourselves. 3 to 12. 1 male and up to 11 females. Okay, so a lot of the hoofstock animals seem to be that kind of similar, where they have 1 male, like, leader, and then the females kind of follow. Let's see if we can't refresh the page just a few times, get a good male to show up that costs money. It doesn't look like it, so we might need to keep that on our minds there. Just kind of keep that in our back pocket, ready to remember to do here. Let's see if we can't find one more really good female. Let's do this one as well. The size isn't the greatest, but that's okay. So, cool. Well, yeah, let's try to remember before the end of the episode to go back and check if there's a good male for our reindeer species. So, cool. Well, hey, we have a bunch of animals ready to go there. Again, we have all of our monitors ready to go. We have our back-trained camels, bongos, sable antelope, and reindeer. Cool. So, that is all taken care of. It is now morning time. It's about to rain again. Get out of here. It rains too much. We need one of those. We need a weather machine. Get rid of all the raining. What the heck? Let's check out all of our other things going on in the zoo. The inspector has arrived as well. Hello, inspector. But let's check out our research and stuff. Are we done there? Let's see. No, we're not. We are we're about halfway done with the research from Ellie Kaufman. All right. What about our we have a new research for hey, we got a new power thing, so we have more efficient power. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and put Terry off of power here. So we've researched the solar panel. The next thing is going to be the wind turbine. I'm okay with just having the solar panel right now. So let's go ahead and research something else. Now there's another facility that we'd want to research to be more efficient, right? Like the water. Yeah, it's the water treatment or whatever. Don't see where that would fall under. So we have power, food shops, souvenir shops, aquatic theme, and then a bunch of themes. Yeah, I don't really see where the... Or do we not get an upgraded water treatment? We probably don't get an upgraded water treatment. Okay, fair. That's fair. Cool. What about staff facilities? What does that give me? A larger keeper hut? No, I don't care about blueprints. We build everything ourselves. Transport rides. We can get the boat ride. I don't really care about that too much with transport rides. We will eventually want the train, though, so that is good to know. You know, we may just jump into some more themes there. What about the souvenir shop? We get 5 items, just a memento. Is that just, like, themed items? Not too sure. But, tell you what, yeah, I think we get new shops that way. Let's do a theme, because I took one for the team and I researched power, and now it's time to go my way and do a theme, right? Let's try and do the, I think the Africa theme. We've been kind of dipping and diving on the Africa theme for a little bit. Let's go ahead and research that now. Cool. So that is happening. Allie, are you actually researching right now? For some reason, I feel as though Allie is... Because it's been stuck at, like, half level for a while. It's been stuck at half level for a while. Who researches again? The keepers do, don't they? Yeah. What are you doing? You are wandering. Are you in a work zone that perhaps doesn't have a research thing in it? Because I feel as though that might... Oh, no, you're in no work zone. Well, do you want to go research? Do you maybe want to come over here and do the old research-a-rooney? Because that... Nope. Okay. So what am I missing there? Why is Allie not wanting to work? Because Allie should be assigned to researching. Or do they just not, like, always research kind of thing? Yeah, Allie Coffee. Maybe they just don't always research, only sometimes they feel like researching. I don't know. Anyways, y'all let me know down below why Allie just feels like wandering around the around the zoo and not doing research stuff. So cool, let's go ahead and keep looking at management stuff. I don't want it to be raining while I'm building, so let's just take a quick look around the zoo, make sure all of our animals are doing good, all that fun stuff. I did, by the way, oh yeah, crocodiles are about to mate. Hopefully that works out. Hey, it actually worked out this time. There was a few times when, off recording that they tried to mate and it wasn't working out because the female's not that great. But yeah, I went ahead and renamed our habitat, so we're a little bit better that way. But yeah, let's check out our animals real quick, make sure they are doing good as far as diseases and everything goes. Looks like we have no alerts whatsoever. Our exhibit animals, doing great there. Oh, man, everyone seems to be doing good. What the heck, we don't have anything to take care of? Are y'all sure? You don't need any help? Cool, well, we're gonna go ahead and, it looks like the rain is stopping, so I think we'll go ahead and speed up the time just a little bit. And we'll get building. Like I said, hopefully we'll be able to get both habitats built today, because I don't think the monitor habitat will take too long to build, and the hoofstock row will definitely not take too long. Look at the flamingos, it's feeding time. It's feeding time. What are they eat krill? Oh, this guy's having a really awkward stance right now. Is this the most, oh, your neck okay? Is this the most comfortable thing for you? Anyways, you look a little uncomfortable, buddy. But anyways, I'm all over the place today. Yeah, like I said, hopefully the monitor crocodile habitat doesn't take too long. I'm going to be kind of basing it off of the crocodile habitat for the most part. And then, yeah, hoofstock row is literally just like, you know, a rectangle fence kind of divided up into different ones. It's really not that complicated or anything. So cool, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump into that. And I will see you all on the other side of this time lapse. Alrighty, so I thought I'd jump in during the time lapse and just give a little bit of a overview of what's going on during it. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the Nile monitors first, like I was talking about. And for this habitat, we really kind of repeated a lot of what we did for the crocodiles. I thought it'd be kind of interesting for both of the crocodile and the monitors to use the same barn and everything, kind of the same materials for their habitat and everything. So yeah, they just kind of have a shared experience kind of going on with the croc barn in the middle. We might have to rename croc barn. Because monitors are definitely not crocodiles, right? So yeah, I just kind of was thinking about that. We named that Croc Barn, and I love the name of the Croc Barn, but again, we might need to switch up the name to something else. And speaking of that, I remember in the last episode on the comments, Primal Gamer, I think it was talking about maybe hooking up a reptile house or something like that to the to this area here, and I think that's maybe a pretty cool idea. I'm not sure if we'll fully be able to implement it here, but overall I think it's a really fun idea to have the exterior area of our reptile house have the monitors and the crocodiles outside of it, and then maybe behind them or around here we can kind of have a full-on reptile house kind of go on. But so anyways, yeah, but as we're going on here, like I said, we're going to use a lot of the same materials from the crocodile exhibit in the crocodile habitat, and as you can see from the interior, reusing a lot of the materials that we already used for our interior area and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of a lot of repeating around and stuff like that. So but yeah, as we're going through, also having to still really get used to the franchise mode building a little bit. You'll see me kind of flub around or just kind of I spend more time going through the menu of building materials now that I have less building materials than when I normally have all the building materials, because I'm sitting there trying to find I have a piece in mind usually, and it's like, oh wait, but I don't have that piece because, you know, obviously we haven't researched it yet. So it's just really fun for, at least for myself as a sandbox player, to come in here and again, even though it's kind of taking a little bit more time to do builds, just really finding new pieces or unique pieces or just pieces that I may have just not have given a second thought before. Now I'm having to really, you know, consider using them because, yeah, we don't have my my favorite pieces or anything like that. So yeah, it's just been really fun to kind of expand my my building I guess library, you know, building material library because of franchise mode. So yeah, I'm really glad that I kind of started doing this there. So, but yeah, as we're starting out, this is one of those instances where this wall that I just made would have looked totally different if I was in sandbox mode, because I don't use the breeze block. That's what we're using there, the breeze block wall set, and then some of the breeze block columns to kind of make this layered look to it. But yeah, I kind of always skip over the breeze block, except for maybe for backstage buildings, using it as like a base. I use concrete and the breeze block as like a base for your backstage buildings. Looks pretty nice, but yeah, I never think to use them for just kind of like the guest areas or, you know, anything like this. So this is again a good example of me being kind of forced a little bit to, you know, use pieces that are outside of my normal building areas. So but yeah, right here we are kind of expanding out, or no, redoing this little grass patch here and moving over our vending machines because yeah, they were just kind of sitting alongside of the pathway, and if I can, I'd like to not have so much of that. Like if we are going to have any any vending machines or food stalls or gift shops, anything like that. I would rather them not just be sitting idly like in the grass, essentially, off the side of the path. If we can, it'd be nice to build these little side areas, because that's normally you see in like a theme park or a zoo, right? Sure, you do see them on the grass or whatever, just off the side of the path, but usually they're kind of built up with like a little kiosk or a little not full-on pavilion, but yeah, you just don't usually see them by themselves. So definitely want to try and keep that going as we go into the future. So, but yeah, as we're kind of going forward here, just adding in some more foliage, trying to make it prettier around here, because I do often forget to add in flowers and just kind of different colors. I'm very much green, brown, green and brown. That's essentially the color palette that I normally use. And actually building in Pine Mountain Sanctuary lately, I've really tried to utilize more of the like purple, like lavender flowers and some of the white, I can't remember the name of them, like the daisies, just a whole bunch of different flowers and stuff like that. Because yeah, as much as I love putting around all of the kind of unkept foliage look that my zoos normally have, like the really big trees that kind of make canopies and stuff, it's also good to get in some different colors there with the foliage and stuff. I think it's a little bit of me being apprehensive to do that because of Planet Coaster days. I come from a building style from Planet Coaster where if you're adding in color, if you're adding in flowers and stuff, that means that you have a little bit of a higher budget going on. And I've always kind of built in like the mid to lower budget type thing in my brain. I normally play Sandbox and I get that Sandbox has unlimited money, so technically we could build however we want to. But again, in my brain, I like to kind of set up a story and some give myself a little bit of a budget and kind of build with that. So yeah, normally I don't build with the whole point of this is I don't build with color or flowers a lot, because that if you have color and flowers spread throughout your zoos or parks, it costs a lot of money to maintain that kind of stuff. So but yeah, here we are just kind of wrapping up, just pretty much about wrapping up the what are these things called? Monitor. Gee, I almost call it the Nile, I don't know what. I need to get better with the animal names. But the Nile Monitor here, yeah, just wrapping up with a lot of foliage, really trying to get it really dense in there, and still trying to keep all the foliage within the palette that we have. Because remember I was talking last time, I don't want to have any like, tropical palm trees or just use really more southern hemisphere type trees hanging out in our zoo if we can't help it, just because it does snow here, and for whatever reason it just that bugs me that we'd have a tropical tree planted in the ground where it snows. So but yeah, so any of the trees that we do put in, I do realize that some of them are, of the tropical or southern hemisphere type and everything, but we try and keep it all the palette for everything kind of within the same bits there. So another thing I started to do was switch around the power units, the transformers, because we did get that new wind turbine, which is awesome. I love that. So yeah, I started to put that in, but didn't realize that it has a smaller circumference. So what is it? We're paying less per month for it, but we have a smaller circumference, so we almost have to put more of them out there. So I don't know, and it's cleaner obviously, so I think the guests don't mind as much if it's closer to them. But between you and me, I don't really care if the that's the one thing in franchise mode I think I'm being a butthead about, is I don't care if the guests like complain about seeing a generator or a staff facility, because I've explained this before. I just think that's a really kind of not great mechanic for a zoo game, because in zoos a lot of times you do see the backstage stuff, or you do see the keeper huts or veterinary areas and stuff like that, and it's not that big a deal. So yeah, I don't really care about that kind of stuff, and it sounds bad, but it is what it is. But anyways, as we're moving on forward here, we're starting on Hoofstock Row. And as I explained, I think a little bit during the real time, this is based off of the Brookfield Zoo's Hoofstock Row, and they have 4 different animals in there. I think I mentioned them before, but yeah, I don't think I'm not really doing a recreation of it. We're not using any of the Bactrian camel. That's right. Only the camel is the only animal from the Brookfield Zoo lookalike that we're using here. All the other ones are totally different. But yeah, I had this really simple idea for this, because again, Hoofstock Row is just like 4 or 5 habitats, bam, 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 right next to each other. And I knew that some of the animals weren't going to be in the best welfare that they possibly could. But again, I was kind of okay with that, just because I know that the whole objective for franchise mode is make your animals have 100% welfare and get everything tip-top perfect shape. But I still, I'm still the builder that I am, so to me, for realism's sake, I am okay with some of the animals not having the best welfare possible. Yeah, I know that sounds really bad, but again, I'm kind of like trying to stay a little, like, not totally realistic. You know, we're kind of, it's franchise mode. We're playing the game, but again, you see zoos that do this, right? So the animals aren't suffering or anything. They're not like 0% welfare. But yeah, the space requirements for some of them are not at tip top. Some of the foliage that I use is not great for like the camels and stuff. They don't really like it. But again, it's and we kind of talked about this in Pine Mountain Sanctuary. The zoo that we're building here, you know, it's set in an area. You know, it was built in an area that had natural foliage and stuff. And a lot of times what you'll see with theme parks, zoos, just entertainment venues that have foliage around, they'll use the natural foliage that was already there, or they'll replant, you know, natural foliage that works with that area. So I know we don't need to worry about that with Planet Zoo. I'm going like a little bit overboard, but I kind of like to build like that where, you know, yes, the camels will probably like a palm tree and like, you know, some other desert type things, but again, the area that we're building for wouldn't support that type of foliage or anything, and it wouldn't really work right or look right. So yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more in the real time, but yeah, just know that the animals, not all of them are 100% welfare, but we're doing our best, just like normal zoos do, right? They do their absolute best with what they are providing and everything. So, but yeah, looks like the time lapse is go ahead and wrapping up there, so I will go ahead and see you in the real time. Alright, let's go ahead and bring you back in. I was able to kind of finish up both objectives I wanted to do. Don't mind the protesters. They're going to be around, I think, for a little bit. We'll get talking about that in a second. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here at the early morning habitat here for the Nile Monitor. But yeah, I really like how this one came out. Yeah, I really like how this came out, especially this little shade structure. Wasn't really too sure what I was doing there at the start of it, but yeah, I kind of stumbled upon a cool little shade structure and everything for it. So yeah, I like how this little area turned out for it. I also have this. Oh, cool! Everyone's actually using it. I like the little vending machine area. How everyone uses it down here. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I got our few monitors back in there. We have the rest of the monitors still hanging out. Our juveniles still hanging out in the trade center, waiting to be traded away when they do become mature enough. So yeah, no, again, I really like how this whole area turned out. Also went ahead and started switching around all of our turbines, our power units for the what do you call this? It's just the wind turbine. Yeah, there you go, the wind turbine. There it is. So went ahead and switched all those out as well, so we're becoming more efficient there. And as you saw, I have a nice little interior section here that people can hang out and look at the Nile monitors. Try to get their feeding area right in front of here too, so hopefully they'll get some cool feeding views and stuff. So yeah, there is that. That one turned out pretty good. No problems there. And then there's the hoofstock row. And I've done this build a few different times now in Planet Zoo. It's just a simple concept that a lot of zoos use for like a hoofstock row or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, normally I don't have to consider the area or the land that the animals are in, really, because I play in sandbox mode usually and I don't think about that stuff. But yeah, now that we're in franchise mode, yeah, you probably saw I was struggling a little bit there to get the land requirements right. And actually it's still not, let's go and pause because all the bongos keep borking each other. But yeah, the land is not fully like good for all of them. I tried to get it as good as I could, but yeah, for the most part the animals are feeling, you know, they're usually in the green-ish. Even like the bongo needs like no room whatsoever. But yeah, so they're all pretty much in the green and everything, doing pretty good, even though it looks like their habitats are a little bit smaller. Some people are a little bit less than others, I guess you'd say there. So we might need to do some work on that later on. Because yeah, space and social group, that's right. All right, they want another male. Speaking of, let's look for that right now. It's been a little bit of time. Let's look for our reindeer male. Maybe that will show up this time. We can actually turn off some of these filters. Turn off the Yala. Turn off the antelope. There we go. Just have the reindeer. So we only have. Oh wow, we really only have females. Dang, what's up with that? No males in the on the market. That sucks. But anyway, so yeah, once we get them going, hopefully the reindeer will be a little bit happier. If not, we can switch them out for something else there. But it does look like a lot of what their issue is their social group and the habitat cleanliness, which we can get working on. And then, yeah, lastly, the camels, which I really had to expand out their habitat. They're probably the other ones that aren't terribly happy. Yeah, because their space is not the greatest. I mean, it's, you know, I'm going to let that slide. It is what it is. So, but yeah, so there you go. There's hoofstock row. The animals are relatively happy. A lot of their unhappiness comes from actually their cleanliness being really low. And speaking of that, we're not going to build it this time, but I wanted to set up to end the episode. I wanted to set up another center over here, another backstage area for our staff members to access, because there's a lot of animals in this small area right here. So yeah, I think we're going to need that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put down a staff room as well, even though I think there's one right over there, but still, whatever. We may as well, right? We can afford it. We can afford it. Let's do that, and then let's do a veterinarian surgery. Very nice. Cool. So we have that all set up. Now, with that being said, I almost want to switch out, and I think we will. I think we're going to switch out the entranceway, destroy this keeper hut here, and switch out the entranceway here for our llamas and have it kind of hook up to this backstage over here. So we're all out of, one area, essentially. Yeah, look at that. Can hook right up. That's fantastic. You love to see it. Love to see it. So cool. They are set up back there now with some of their power. They have their staff facilities. Very nice. All right, now speaking of staff, I think we're going to need some more. So let's go ahead and we're going to unpause it for a little bit. Yeah, I think we're going to need some more keepers. Or not caretaker, keeper. So let's hire another keeper to go back there. Maybe actually another 2. And we're going to put them in a work zone, but probably next episode. So we have 5 keepers in total. That might be a little bit overkill. Who knows? And also, what was the other thing that we should get some more? Caretakers. Let's get 2 more caretakers. So we are just kind of setting ourselves up for next episode where we can do some work zone stuff there. So, but cool, yeah, I think that we are looking good there. Hey, now that you are getting clean, tell me about your welfare. Yeah, look, they're doing a lot. Well, 50% is not very good, is it? Oh, no. What do you think? We might have to move the camels out. Well, they're enrichment. If we can get some enrichment going for them as well, it might be a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. We might need to switch them out and get them a bigger habitat. So y'all will have to let me know what you think about that. So, hey, cool. Let's go ahead and wrap up there. We did a lot this episode. Got our Nile monitors in, got our hoofstock row in. So in total, we got 4 new animals and 1 redo animal, I guess you'd say. The monitor's about to die from old age. Oh my gosh, let's just pause it there. I'm going to do some work off camera, off recording a little bit, and just tidy up some management stuff there as far as the animals go. So, but again, yeah, anyways, hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us and you did enjoy what you were hanging out, or what? Let's try that again. Hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us, there it is. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Always stay up to date with all the fun videos, streams, all that kind of fun stuff going on the channel. Also hit the like button. Those help out the channel, helps out the video, helps promote the video and channel out to more and more people there. So very nice. Oh, hey, before we go, I forgot. We got a little crocodile. I totally forgot about that. There was so much that happened in the hour that I was building or whatever. But look, we got a little crocodile. Before we go, let's quickly take a look at this dude and see what you are all about. Hello, Mustika. All right, so Mustika is, let's see, the genetics. Whoa, look at Mustika, really good female there. That's awesome. That's great, right? So very, very nice there. So cool, there you go. There is Mystica, and we're going to actually need to get rid of them once they become an adult. So we'll need to remember that. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and repeat the whole thing. Subscribe, like, all that kind of fun stuff. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the builds and everything. And yeah, we will be back next Monday for another franchise episode. Have a good one, y'all.